Sports Network, the Manitoba Sports Desk here. Family Day, Louis Riel Day. Thank you for joining us here. The next segment here brought to you by CM Engrave. ccmengrave.ca for all your trophies and medal needs. You won't be sorry that you did. We have Stuart Walter via FaceTime. Stuart, good evening, sir. How are you doing up there? Well, it is Manitoba. It is Thompson, so you know we're used to it, right? Okay, so we're just going to do a little thing here real quick. Hang on. All right, there we go. Now we can hear you. Fabulous. We'll touch on a couple of teams here. Thompson and, the Norman North Stars. Let's touch on them. Quite a season they've had. They had quite the losing season up until the beginning of December before they recorded their first win, going 5 wins, 40 losses. How does a team like that keep its intensity, and especially come weekend games coming up here?
They always seem to have really short minds when it comes to their games. I was on the road with them, with our last road trip during that ugly 20-1 loss there at the Iceplex, and they were ready to go for the next game against Central Plains. So they have a very short memory when it comes to games, but they just don't seem really to care all that much about the losses. They just want to prove themselves to hopefully get to a junior A or a major junior club. Sounds good.
I mean, you talk about it. I mean, a lot of losses, but the wins they've had, they've had some pretty impressive wins, including a Thrashers 2-1 win on Friday. Is that correct?
Oh, that was one of the best games I've seen them play all season. That and the win over Central Plains earlier in the year were two of the best games. But you like you said, just mentioned that one, 2-1 over the Thrashers on Friday. To be fair, I think the Winnipeg team was a bit lagged from the 8-hour bus trip up to Thompson that day. But give all the credit to the North Stars. They battled hard. All the scoring was in the third. Jordan Foe is a kid who got the game winner. It's his 7th power play goal of the year. He has 8 goals in total. So just a power play specialist when it comes to the goals.
He seems to find the space on the ice and then putting it in the twine, and that's great for him.
Steps up from the blue line.
So how many of these players are looking to next year? Are they going to make the roster? Is there a lot of turnaround for this roster upcoming? What do you see in there for the near future here for the upcoming fall season?
There's about 4 or 5 players, obviously, who are going to be aging out of this age group. I think a few of them have a chance to make it with some clubs. I know Braden Melstead, who's our starting goaltender this season, who was with the team as a backup last year. He's a way Wolverines prospect. And I think he has a shot at least making the club, if not the junior B side for them, if only because their stats suck. Because it's hard to play defense on the North Stars occasionally, but they're a lot better than their statistics say. They're facing 60, 70 shots a night. I believe there was 71 shots in the game on Saturday against the Thrashers, and he faced 50 of them. So he's an example of a player whose stats aren't reflective of his play.
So short memory is great things for younger players. Knowing that a new game is on the horizon is number 2, and their coaching staff has to be able to be pretty pleased with this group of young men for the fact that they're able to just muster up a great effort game in and game out and really not worrying about the stats, like you said, just looking to play great hockey and hopefully making next year's squad.
Yeah, and the coaching staff are a great group of guys. They really get to know the players, and not saying they're friends, but they're at least on friendlier terms with them, so there's that mutual respect, and they know how to definitely get them going when they need to.
That's great news for the North Stars. Let's switch bases just a little bit. Let's talk a little MJ action if you're ready, Stuart. The OCN Blizzard, now, they were a bit of an issue. They weren't thinking they were going to be able to field a team last year. They were thinking of, folding perhaps. And here they are already clinching a playoff spot this year, which is fantastic news. Not a team that has a goal scorer really in the top 20 of the MJ scoring leaders. They do it guilty by committee, if you will. 4th place. Who would they like to see come in the playoff time?
Well, I don't think they are really caring all too much, especially after last year having a great run in the playoffs all the way, and they don't really care, I don't think. Obviously, Portage is someone who they might look at and want to play. They're leading the season series 3-2, and that's actually their next game on Wednesday. But also look at a team like Winkler, who's around them in the standings, so they've played fairly well against this year, but also have success in the past in the playoffs against.
Right, so OCN right now holding that 4th place, Winkler holding that 5th. There's a big, cluster, if you will, between 3 and 6. You're absolutely right. Portage, they have the upper hand on them. If they play them, do you think it's going to be more of an issue of traveling versus playing, or is it something where you hope they just can squeeze one out and beat Portage in their own barn and take a couple back home? What do you think?
I don't think travel is an issue at all for any of these northern clubs. I've only been in Thompson for a year, but just getting to know the teams, they're used to going on these long road trips from when they're playing Pee Wee and Atom hockey all the way up to when they're playing junior hockey. So I don't think the road wearies is a bit of an issue for the northern teams. I think if they say against Portage in the playoffs, Portage is the ones they're going to have to deal with the 7-8 hour drive to the PA to play the few games. But like you said, I think they're just going to have to squeak out a few ones at Stride in Portage if that's who they end up playing.
So let's talk about the home barn for the OCM Blizzard. You've been up there for a year, like you said. How different is it playing up there versus playing in other rinks that you would have seen in the past? Like, I remember playing up there 20 years ago, and it was a devil. Like, you wanted to get in and out as fast as humanly possible. Is it the same kind of idea up there, or is it a little more friendlier?
It's really loud. It's very passionate fans. Hockey is one of the few things that there's not a lot to do all the time here in Thompson, and unless you're outside, you're inside watching hockey or curling, and so just everyone goes there and packs the barn. A lot of people standing, and they're not shy about making their thoughts known. Not shy
about making their thoughts known, absolutely. That's what I remember for sure. Tell me, what is the strength of this Blizzard squad this year, and how is it they're going to use that strength to make it into the finals, maybe make another push into the semis, into the finals this year?
Well, one of their strengths, you said, and you were absolutely right, they don't have that top-notch goal scorer. They don't have that top-notch offensive threat. But they do have Anthony Keeper, a former Norman North Star. His brother Brady was the league MVP last year, now at the Maine Black Bears. He has about a point a game person. He has 50 points in 51 games. The other strength that they have, there's two players who don't necessarily get all the credit that they should, but there's Emilien Boyle, who's their starting goaltender. He's a former major junior goaltender who had a few stints with Drummondville, who's been absolutely solid this year. Then there's also Jesse Roach, who got the 10th of his season to win the game over Wei on Friday, and he's another guy, like I said, who's played major junior. He's had parts of 2 seasons with Vancouver, and then parts of 2 seasons with Edmonton. So it's that veteran leadership, that veteran presence that knows how to get the job done when it counts.
Great. So we touched on the Blizzard, we touched on the North Stars. Any other sporting events going on in Thompson we should know about?
Well, the 48th annual Munn Cup just wrapped up the other day. It's a very long-standing tradition. It's more of a northern thing, but it used to be provincials for the Adams way back in the day. The AA Adam King Miners won the Munn Cup, beating Swan Valley 5-0. And there was 21 teams this year, including a few from Rankin Inlet and Arviat up in Nunavut. So that's always a fun time. Very busy. I could hardly find a parking space for the North Stars game on the Friday and Saturday night because the arena was just packed for the Munn Cup. The other thing going on, the Norman Midget AA finals are starting this coming weekend in Cross Lake. It's the King Miners against the Cross Lake Islanders. King Miners coming off a sweep of the Norway Health North Stars. Best of 5 series. Should be some good hockey coming up in the north.
Fabulous news, Stuart Walter. Thank you very much for joining us up there from Thompson, Manitoba. Keep warm, put the Grey Goose on, and have a wonderful, great playoff run, playoff stretch with the Blizzard. Thanks for joining us again. And let's quickly touch on, let's say congratulations to the PAW, one of the 3 finalists for the Chevy Good Deeds Cup. We'll see how they fare when voting ends later this year. Congratulations. Thanks, Stuart, again. Have a great evening.
Thanks.
We'll be back on Manitoba Sports.